What's up YouTube, this is Linkio coming up to a deck profile of the top 32 Infernities that you will have saw in my previous video. Just if you want to see the deck profile. I'll put a link in the description if you haven't seen it, if you've seen this first of the match, the top 32 against Dino Fist. And yeah, so this is Pewsley.
Check out my channel.
Yeah, link to his channel with the Iron Man top as well. And yeah, so feel free to explain whatever you want.
3 Archfiend doesn't need explaining. He is the deck. And you got 3 Necromancer. He's again part of the deck. You're just obviously constantly reborning this. And 2k defense is clutch. Yeah. It's just so good. And being level 3, you make the Levier. So.
And then DT, by the way, he's going for all max rarity.
2 Street Patrol because you can use 2 in 1 turn, and you then just keep bringing them back. And with the Levier, you can use like 1 Street Patrol like 3 times in 1 turn. So you have to use 2 to be able to get the full OTK field in 1 go, rather than having to wait for a couple of turns. So you need 2 if you're going to play it really well. 1 Grepher, because you can monk into him, you've got Rota for him. He's good, but you don't want to draw multiples because he's awful to draw multiples of. 2 Armageddon Knight. Again, I wish I'd only run 1, to be honest. I sided 1 out every single game.
Did they clog?
They didn't clog, but it's like when you're looking for things to side out, like he was the first thing to go, so it would be like him and maybe a monk or something like that.
Okay.
It's like it's a similar sort of thing to this. Like it's not as bad because you don't need to have a card in hand, but he doesn't like do a lot by himself. He takes a while to set up turns, but it obviously worked out. But I wish I'd have 1 instead. So 2 Monk.
How did Monk work?
Monk's good. Monk is like, to be honest, I barely got his effect off. I actually used him more to bait out Torrential than anything else. I think I've maybe used him to go into level chain like twice in the whole day, but you go into him, get out like, if you think they got the Torrential, you like get out this and send like the Street Patrol, they Torrential, and then use the Street Patrol to get out your Archfiend, which happened like 4 or 5 times, but yeah, he's good. I mean, you can drop him down to 1, but you want to see him, so you play 2.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's all the monsters. I think it's like 13.
13? Unlucky for some.
Well, it could be 12. Drop the Armageddon if you don't like. Spells.
So you got 3.
3 of this guy is pretty much staple. 3 of this guy.
Did you want to go off?
Basically, and it's a spell for Summon a Monk, and it really helps the Murmur matchup as well. So if they go first and get the Sphere, you don't care because you got this. No. So back row hate. Instant Fusion
again enables you.
So good.
Goes for Larval Chains.
And you run a level 3 as well, so you can make Levier if you need to. You rarely use it, but it's so good because it means that if you have like the Instant Fusion and an Armageddon Knight, then you can make the level chain and go off.
Did you keep it at 2?
It helps. I would keep it at 2. Yeah, it's good. 1-ofs.
Yeah, standard.
Shouldn't need explaining.
It's quite funny in the top 32 match. He TT'd you, didn't he?
Yeah, and I searched
this. Then he searched this and he was like, can I read that? And then he was just like, oh wow, yeah. So,
I got my whole field back and he just wasted the TT, so.
Yeah, so major pluses.
This is another thing that you can maybe side out. Like if I was going to side out an Armageddon Knight, I'd sometimes side that as well because you just got them the 1 Armageddon Knight and the 1 graphic. So
it's nice, but searching. So.
The majority of the deck is traps.
Yeah, so here we go.
I went different. I played 3 barrier. A lot of builds like Satoshi, and if you cheat, see like Squiddy's, Chancy's build, he runs 2. I love 3 because it's so good.
Too good.
Obviously, like our top cut, like top 32 was like 20 Murmels or something, and his Ruins Murmels. So there's no reason to not run 3 because you can like barrier the Megalo and then barrier the monster they discard as well. So good. You obviously always have multiples because we're Infernity. I also ran 3 break. Again, a lot of people run 2. You can sometimes side 1 out because it's not really one you want to open with. Yeah. But good for getting rid of Thunder King, basically. If you think your opponent's siding in the Thunder King, you don't side that out. But it's just so good. You take out the back row, you take out when like Murmel or whatever exceed, you take it out then. So you just wait to get pluses off of it, and it's just so good. Solemn Brigade should be explaining, so good. Double TT, double bottomless.
Worked fine?
It worked really well. Like TT was sort of questionable because sometimes you'd go off and have a TT and you wouldn't want to use it, so it's like the last resort. So that could maybe be something else, but it obviously worked. It's good. Like if you open with a really greasy hand, then the TT saves you a couple of turns. And bottomless is bottomless.
But that's standard. It's a good card.
and 2 Mirror Force.
Two Mirror Force.
To round it off, it's 40 cards.
No deep prison?
In the side.
I did see it in the side, but
yeah.
Maybe swap the TTs for the deep prisons?
I don't know, because like the TTs are really good against Mermail, and I was just thinking like deep prison's amazing against Fire Fist, but you have an amazing turn 1, game 1.
Yeah, you're good against them anyway. So.
And like Evil Swarm as well. Like I didn't drop a single game to Evil Swarm, Fire Fist, or like Tin Gadgets. Anything that plays slow loses to this.
Fair enough.
I played like 1 Evil Swarm, 2 Tin Gadgets, and 2 Fire Fists, and I 2-0'd them all. So
nice.
Yeah.
So that's the main deck. So yeah, we're going to the extra deck now.
Extra. 2 Lava Ball Chain.
Card's good.
It's where the magic happens.
Card's good.
Very rarely actually do I ever use like the stack one on top effect, because you don't have the protection of the barriers and things that you've searched.
Yeah.
So unless you have like another Infernity on the field, you don't really want to use that. But a lot of the time you'll like use one of your Archfiends to make it, detach the Archfiend, send a Stygian, but with your Archfiend you've searched like a Necromancer. So you can bring that out and you carry on going. So you basically then got this out for free, is the way it works. So.
It's nice. Yeah, we'll do some combos in a bit.
2 Diamond Direwolf.
How did that work?
I got out 2 a couple of times. If you only have 1, that's fine, but 2 is good. If you have 2, run 2, basically.
Fair enough. Just for that all out.
Yeah, just sometimes, like, again, when your hands are really greasy, you're just like, fuck it, I'm going to Direwolf your back row. Like, you don't even really care about the monster, because you can just wait a turn and break it if you need to, but yeah, Direwolf's good. 1 Shockmaster, because there are like turn 1 plays where you can make it and things like that.
Yeah.
I made it I think like twice the whole day, but it's Shockmaster, it wins games. So.
Yeah. Fair enough.
1 Maestro.
Good old.
Yeah. The deck like usually has a problem with 1800 attack monsters, because like this has got 1800 attack and you've got Archfiend and everything like that, so it helps sort of, if you've got a really big monster you can't get over, you can book it and ram it, and obviously helps stall as well. Cowboy. Cowboy's so good, because a lot of the times you'll end with 2 Lava Ball Chains, or like a Lava Ball Chain, a Leviair, and 2 Archfiends. So you swing and then Cowboy for exact game.
Nice.
So a lot of the times you bring that out and people just say, show me the Cowboy, which happened twice I think, and then they just scoop it up. So Cowboy, you need Cowboy. Yeah,
Cowboy's just a staple in every deck in my opinion. Most of the Roman level 4s.
2 effects, it shouldn't have 2 effects, not something like that, but there we go. 1 Abyss Dweller, just because you need it. I think I only used it once, but it's because you have a really good Mermail matchup, but obviously you need to have it just in case.
Yeah.
This would be a black ship if I was in America.
Yeah, understandable.
Pro tip to anyone playing against Infernity, make Zen mains. The deck really struggles to deal with Zen mains because you can't attack over it in the main deck because this is your highest attacker. So they would need to have like this, a big monster and a barrier set to get over Zen mains.
Yeah.
So that's the reason this was in there. They'd have to go into this, switch it to attack, ram it, and then barrier it.
Yeah.
So it's still not good, but it gets rid of it. Whereas if you have black ship, you just get rid of it. So I hope it gets reprinted soon, basically.
Tins maybe? Who knows?
Hopefully, fingers crossed. Round it off with this.
Yeah.
Is the anti-Ophian card. That's the last rank 4.
Yeah. Standard.
I don't actually think I used it because the Evil Swarm matchup's so good. But yeah, any slow deck you should win against.
Yeah.
Rank 3s. 2 of these.
Yeah, standard.
Originally I was running 1, but you can actually go into 2. There's like this big OTK combo where you Direwolf your own Leviair, go into the second one, and then obviously you like shock block, turn 1, everything like that. So you do need 2. You probably get away with 1, but 2, if you have to, use them.
Fair blow.
Zen mains, which I never went into, but he's good. He's Zen mains.
Top 32, didn't you go into it?
Did I go into him?
I think so.
Well, I went into him because I was desperate then. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't even remember YouTube. But
You'll see it.
So he's Zen mains.
Yeah, Zen mains.
He does what Zen mains does. And then you have your 2 instant fusion targets. So
the cool ones.
Level 3 to make your Leviair, level 4 to make your Lava Ball Chain.
Any reason on the particular ones?
No, there's actually no thought behind it whatsoever.
Just the ones you had to hand.
Exactly, yeah.
Fair play.
I mean, like, they're dark. But yeah, any level 3 and any level 4 will do.
Cool.
It doesn't matter. These are just the first ones I found.
Yeah, because they're for generic expertise, so yeah.
You don't need anything.
Fair enough, let's go into this, clearly pro side deck that you're on about.
It's not. The side deck's awful. Pay attention to, like, the first half, and, like, the second half I never even used, so...
so there's that dark hole that people probably wondering where it was.
The reason for that is I was maining it to begin with, and I had 1 day of testing with this deck. I did a lot of Fire Fist testing, and plenty of times you do like a sort of half explosion and like your level chain, Archfiend and Necromancer, which you just don't want to dark hole away because you're in a controlling position with that. Dark hole doesn't help.
Yeah.
So it goes in for like Lagia and Thunder King Ryo, but you don't want to main it. It's just you should be winning the slow games, and the fast games it doesn't matter about anyway. So like Dark Hole's good against Mermail, but they should be OTKing you anyway.
Yeah.
And you've got a good Mermail matchup, so it doesn't really matter. Soul Taker is the same thing as Dark Hole.
Yeah.
You want to take out Gear Gigant is really good to kill with this because then they don't really have any follow up. And obviously Ryo and Lagia.
Yep.
And Banisher. Kill that Banisher, man. 3 of this guy. Because you can. It stops your Stygian Street Patrols, but you can go off and then set this, which is not really a problem. But yeah, basically Mermail and Dark World, which I didn't play against.
Very true. Didn't see any of them.
No.
Good.
I don't think there were very many, but I imagine the deck would have a pretty bad Dark World matchup. So
yeah.
Here we are. To debunk, this was really good.
Card's good.
It's just so good because like where you got like your barriers and stuff as well, you can like barrier the Megalo and then debunk the thing that they've, or you can do it the other way around. You can debunk the Megalo and barrier what they've set. So it works out as like a +1 for you if the other one fizzles or whatever. But so good. It hits everything.
It is good.
Again, that could go in against Darkwood if you need it to.
Yeah.
But so good. There are no words. It's so good. Moving on, 2D Prison. It was but it can go in against Fire Fist. That's what I originally put it in there for. Because if they declare an attack, then they either have to lance and lose their monster, or they like waste a lance, or they lose their monster, which is preferable because they run a really low monster count. So they'll run out of monsters before you. But it was okay.
Fair enough.
Nothing special. You can side it in as anti-Ryo hate as well.
Yeah.
So dual purpose, but this next bit's really bad.
Here we go. DD. DD's good though.
It's good. Like I main the rotor. So I was like, I'll just play one because I can summon a monk into it as well, and it's level 4.
Yeah.
So
it has synergy. So.
Yeah, but it's quite good.
Did you use it?
I started it in once, and then we went to game 3, and I took it back out. I took it back out so I could go like more consistent explosion. But
fair enough.
Yeah, it's okay. It'd be good for Evil Swarm, but you don't really care because you don't have anything that Ophion
is a problem.
On,
yeah, so, that's fair enough.
Yeah. And then lastly, I made the deck on Friday, and I was really tired, so I put in 2 prohibition. I really wish this was Imperial Arm Wall. I don't know how that would have worked out because it kills your breaks.
It's good. Yeah, it does. It does hurt. What, 5 cards in the deck?
Yeah. I mean, the Stygian Street Patrols you should like be using turn 1, and then if this is Imperial Arm Wall, you're gonna set it so anything you do turn 1 is not gonna affect it anyway.
Yeah.
But I really wish it was Imperial Arm Wall. So many times your opponent like would go first, obviously game 2, and like set 4 back row, and you're like, I really wish I had.
Yeah, one of those is clearly going to be...
Because it's obviously going to be like a bottomless and like a D prison or something. Like that one card will kill 2 of theirs.
Imperial Iron Maul's too good because the ruling is that Imperial Iron Maul goes over anything. Like any form of banishment, Imperial Iron Maul has priority over. So even if you activate Imperial Iron Maul, they chain macro or something. Imperial Iron Maul doesn't care.
It's not like Jinzo versus Steel Drain or anything like that. It's like whichever one was activated first, it doesn't matter. Imperial Arm will always wins.
That's why it's such a good card.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as we saw, we got the very nice Drago set mat that he's looking to get rid of.
It's really nice.
It's very nice. It's very thin though. Look at that. But anyway, so overall, just thinking happy with it.
I am happy to have topped. Yeah. Happy to have lost to a tour guide, but I'm happy to have topped.
You definitely have to check out that video, the 3rd game. It was quite cool. So I've got that all recorded. Luckily, the guy you played as well was pretty nice. He was
Speedy Steve as well. So
shout out
his
to
channel.
him. No doubt he'll see this on my channel as well. He subscribed. But yeah, so all in all, it was pretty good. You got like what, a box? Did you?
No, the prizes were really weird.
I'm gonna do a rant on that as well, but yeah.
Top 32 got
Did you want to get a mat?
sleeves.
Oh, of course,
And that was it. Top 16 got matte sleeves and a box.
Which is just like, whoa.
And nobody else got anything. You got your entry packs and nothing else unless you made top 32.
Really bad. I'm gonna do a rant on how badly the event was run, in my opinion.
And like the mats are getting really thin as well. So look how thin that is. It's a really nice mat, but it just seems like Konami is sort of really cutting corners.
Yeah, it is. But oh well, what can you do? So we'll come with a separate combo video now in a minute, just because it's 50 minutes long now, so we won't keep you holding out. But yeah, so cheers guys, Linthio and Scrubsley.